How are you? This is an impromptu live again. Mikey's not able to go live this evening. Things going on there, so I thought I might as well turn on the camera and just sort of have a bit of a sesh myself. Then, so I'll show you this. I've just pretty much finished this. I think what I'll do for the rest of the stream is just there's a couple of dots of paint I need to do and stuff like that. But this is the Hella 72nd scale Canadair CL415. Yeah, water bomber thing, and they call it Super Scooper apparently. But yeah, it's come up all right. There are a couple of little things I need to, like you can see a spot of white there, and there's a bit of white on the tips. Basically all the touch points where I have had it sitting while I do stuff. But it's looking pretty good. I do like the bubble windows there. There's one on each side. But they're pretty cool, and it's come up all right. I do need to weather it, like in the wheels and whatnot, but yeah, that's pretty much done. So there will be a review of this kit shortly, sometime when I can be bothered on the YouTubes and stuff like that. But there'll also be a blog on the Hobbyco website for any Australian viewers. There, hobbyco.com.au is an Australian hobby chain that they've donated this kit. They've asked me to become like a blogger for them and stuff like that. So I'm going to be doing a bit of that. All right, let's have a look at some comments. Hobby Time's in, saying hi, guys. Patrick's in. Good day to all the panel in chat. Hello, Patrick. Joe is in here for a bit, getting new tyres for Effie installed this morning. Patrick. Matthew Wag is saying, good afternoon, everyone. Beautiful and sunny. Dry brushing multiple projects until I can't hold the brush any longer. And other people saying hello to other people. Joe says, that looks great, John. Thank you. It's very bright. It does look like Australian Lifesavers thing, but it's bright. It's a good kit actually. Look, and I wouldn't avoid it. Patrick says looks great. Thank you. Jim's in. Hello, and all the usual suspects. Oh, okay. Alien in is saying, hello, Mr. Start, only caught the tail end of your intro and explanation. Yeah, so Mikey's unavailable. I've asked Gary Evans if he's able to join, but I haven't heard a response. He's probably having an afternoon nap. He does that. So if he doesn't join, I don't, no offense taken. Oops. Joe says, I was here hoping to see if White the Croc, but that plane's fabulous. And yeah, other people saying hi to other people. There's 14 people watching already. We've been live for 3 minutes. It's incredible. All right, so what I will do, I'll go eyes down and just do a couple of touch-ups on this thing and put it aside and go on to the next kit, I think. So, oh, look, I'll give you a close-up view of a couple of things. So move that a bit. And no, I won't refocus it because it'll be out of focus as I pick it up anyway. So this one's French registration, the Civil Security Agency. So used for water bomber and basically, protecting the French citizens. A Canadair aircraft designed, well, obviously in Canada, but when it was being designed, foreign customers said, "Can you make it into a water bomber?" And I'm just like, yeah, because it was originally just going to be a seaplane, and they thought, oh, let's do a water bomber, and now they're all pretty much water bombers. It's pretty much become the world's standard one for certainly the Western world. It's pretty bloody cool. I've never seen one. I probably never will because they're not in Australia. But as I say, if I flip it over, there's a couple of. So what I need to do is touch up. This is a SAT-TAS TAT probe, or SAT, static air temperature, true air temperature, and true airspeed. SAT-TAS TAT probe. That's a VHF antenna. I'll leave that white actually. And there's two more VHF antennas under the horizontal stab. Two ADF antennas on the back there. Little tiny bumps there. I need to touch them up. It's got the strakes on the white part there, which is pretty funky. Oh, I do need to. I haven't fitted the Lanilite lenses. So I'll do that shortly. And there's a pitot probe on each side, which I'll paint in steel or some such. But yeah, the scoops themselves are these bits here. They need to be touched up with red paint again. And so it just pretty much water goes up those into the tanks on board, but an overflow comes out the top there, that copper bit there. So it doesn't have it's open at the top, so it'll just fill up the tank, and the overflow will spill out there while the wheels are up. It's just going to splash everywhere, but it's splashing everywhere anyway. And then yeah, they just take off, go and bomb whatever they want to by opening the sluice doors there. So that's yeah, pretty funky plane. And this one, the later version, has different engines and these massive directional vanes, which aren't straight. They're actually canted off to starboard side slightly, and that'll counteract the rotation of the propellers. And there's a big leading edge slat there as well. So it's all to do with it. A massive fin, of course, is to help with low speed flight, turbulent airflow and stuff like that. So it's a pretty bloody good design. All right. Paul was saying, evening, John. Hello. Seeing Paul. Matthew Ag is painting in his dressing gown, and no one wants to see that. Yeah. Do you know why the props are feathered on modern turboprop aircraft, John? Yes and no. I don't know these engines. These are Pratt & Whitney 190s or something or other. But as a for instance, J model Hercs, which I do know, they have got much of the same sort of turboprop engine. They have a thing where they have a counterweight on them. So if they lose power to the thing that controls the propeller pitch, the default will be feathered. So it's the safest thing to do. So if they lose propeller pitch and it stays where it is, the propeller at different airspeed will become a air brake, and you don't want that on one wing, because you'll get this massive yaw effect that you probably wouldn't be able to control too much. So these ones, if it's anything like the J model, that when they unpower or when the engine shuts down, they lose hydraulic power, they'll automatically feather. Either that or they drive them to feather. And it doesn't really matter when you start these up. Once you get to about 38% RPM, it doesn't really matter. The prop will become unfeathered and go to fine rather than coarse and all that sort of stuff. You'll be able to get it spun up, no problems at all. But that's probably what's going on here. Ian is saying, back in the 80s as a kid, there was a bi-monthly magazine that featured these fire dowsing planes. Great photos and illustrated explanations of how they did it. Cool planes. Ah, yes. And Jim is saying, at Paul, not Jacques Cousteau, Jacques Clouseau. Different guy. Yeah, being French. All right. So, as I said, I'll go eyes down for a minute just while I touch up a couple of things. So, the only bits I've got to put on, as I mentioned, are the but I've painted them already. These are the leading edge lights, so they're painted silver on the back of them. So I'll need to glue them in place. That won't take long. And the other bits I haven't done are just these two little tiny bits here. They're the VOR antennas. So one sits off each side of the vertical stab, and that's a VHF omnidirectional ranging, which is the thing that lets it find a runway. So if you left or right of track, it's which antenna picks up more of the signal, and which one is blocked by the fin is how that'll works. So these are yellow on the actual aircraft, but to paint these yellow now, it's a bit of a pain. I just didn't paint them earlier, but they're so small. To match the rest of the yellow, what I really should do is paint these pink first, and yellow, and then sort of move the clip around yellow on the other side, then stick them on. So I'll do that later on. I could just stick them on and make them white, but they are yellow on the actual aircraft. There are a couple of areas in the instructions I've had to go back and just change bits and bobs of color and stuff. So for instance, the props in the instructions are all just black. Looking at it, They have certainly these ones. Civil Security have white prop tips, and they have a nickel silver anti-erosion strip on the leading edge, or half of the leading edge as well. So I've painted them with a bit of steel, and off we go. So what I'm going to do is, because I can, I'll post a. There we go. A link to the stream. If anybody wants to join, feel free. More than welcome. Oh yeah, Patrick is saying, you know, I see. Thank you. I've seen them on YouTube and wondered why. Yeah, it's probably that. So yeah, the pitch certainly on a J model Herc, it's almost like a automatic transmission that you got power, well, hydraulic power directed to one side of it, and which would drive the prop a certain way. It moves a piston forward, and that sort of moves the whole thing around. But yeah, big counterweights under the spinner would drive it to course, to feather with no power, and it may be that. Just the thing, I'd prefer that these weren't feathered, but they are. But that's okay. And also in the kit, it says to mount the blades vertically. And in real life, what I was thinking, it was certainly with the Orions, they would do that. They would dress the props like a crucifix. So one blade would stop the bung from blowing out. The J models, they generally put them, well, even though they had 6 blades, they'd stick them whatever direction they had. But with an H model and an E model at Herc prop, you'd have to grab hold of a blade and wrench it around to whatever position you want, and it'll stay there until you power up the engine again. J models don't have a prop brake, so they will just windmill. The main difference with them is what drives these props. You've got the compressor, all the blades at the front of the engine, which increase the pressure of the air going in. And then before the combustion cans, at the back of the engine, you've got the power section. The power section is connected to the compressor, so the more fuel flows through there, the more of a bang there is. Only one place to go is to the rear. That drives the rear turbine, the power section, connected by a shaft to the compressor, drives that faster, more air in, and off you go. But with the J model, the power section is separate to the compressor, so it's actually one shaft in another shaft, and one can turn at a different speed to the other, and it's all to do with exhaust gas temperature and all that sort of good gear. But as a result of that, because you're not moving the compressor blades with the prop, you're only moving the power section, the props can windmill, and there's no prop brake on a J model. They've just never had it, so they can just spin. I don't know if these ones spin or not. Let's see. Sorry, a couple more comments. Jim is saying that Matthew, is the gown similar to what men wore in the Victorian era, like Ebenezer Scrooge? God, I only hope so. Paul Price is jealous. Hello, Jim.
Good morning, or I should say, good evening to you in Australia.
Yeah.
And hello to all the fellow Aussies in there. There's Duke, there's Patrick. Got a whole lot in there. Thank you for having me in, John, and a pleasant surprise to see you this morning.
Yeah, always. Always a pleasure to have you. No, again, a spur of the moment thing. As I said, Mikey's unavailable.
Right, right, exactly. I saw the message he posted, and so it's like, just leave it, take care of yourself, and try again tomorrow.
That's it. All right. So, are you working on anything at the moment?
I'm going to move over to the bench right now, but I just saw what Paul Price told me what to do. Well, I couldn't resist, Paul. I mean, when John said it's it's sécurité on the side of the plane, I instantly thought of Jacques Cluzet of the Septet. So I couldn't help myself.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm gonna get myself situated over on the workbench in a minute. I'm just sitting down to some coffee and kind of still waking up a little bit. we're in the springtime mode. I don't want to. I'm not going to monopolize the conversation too much. Just a moment. We're in a springtime, spring forward mode. It's getting light earlier in the morning now, but I'm still finding myself sleeping past 5 a.m. And normally I'm a person that's up between 4 and 5 a.m. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old and wretched and dried out. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
Anyway, I'm just going to sit back for a moment, enjoy some coffee, snap out of it, and then I'm going to move my computer over to my workbench. So carry on.
Sure. Yeah, no worries at all. Yeah, it's lots of people saying hello to everybody else. I won't read out everyone, but yeah, everyone's very welcome. Ooh, I'll be sitting in the dark. I'll turn on that ring light so I can pretend I'm an influencer. Yeah. There we go. So a bit of an ad, if anybody hasn't heard it or seen it yet. So it was interviewed by James Skiffins on the Just Making Conversation podcast, and as well as the YouTube channel Model Officer on YouTube, about the importance of skull modeling as a mindfulness exercise for people suffering from PTSD and that sort of stuff. So if you haven't heard that or seen it or whatever, just before we went live, I was speaking to the better-looking Marley, twin brother, and he was saying, "Oh, you did a great job," and he really enjoyed the conversation between all three of us, as Malcolm in America, Mike in USA, and me in Australia, and he enjoyed it. So you might too. So seek it out.
Yes, I
Just
watched
Make
it.
Conversation
I watched it
podcast,
live.
or yeah, you did.
Yes, I did, and it was very very good. I mean, I imparted my feelings about what modeling means to me and what it was as a child, as a young awkward teenager. In my well, I still have antisocial tendencies. I just grew up with them as a kid, and I'm when I was awkward, puberty years, and all that other stuff. Your voice is changing, and mine changed at an early age. So you hear this voice in like a 12-year-old kid. Anyway, yeah, it was people sharing, and it was a good thing. But Malcolm's not in America. You said Malcolm in America.
Did I know? I said Malcolm in the UK. I said Mike in America.
I don't think you'd want to be associated. Don't put me in America.
Yeah, I was impressed with King Charles' speeches, both in Congress and in the dining event. I thought he did a wonderful job. But
I haven't witnessed it yet, so I'll maybe look it up. But I've been quite depressed about things like that going on in my country, all the political development. As we draw nearer to the midterm elections, the enemy is trying every possible way to make it tougher and tougher for the average Joe to vote. So I talk about this with a friend of mine weekly, guy I used to work with many years ago. We reconnected via social media, and he's about the same age as I am, older American who's in retirement and unsure about this government that seems to squirrel. I understand, Duke. I'm sorry. He's right. He's got a point. Squirrel. He's got a point. But it is your channel. So
it's my channel. So as I said,
I mean, I think we have to respect that too.
We can sing about it. But yeah.
Anyway, no, that stuff just depresses me, and it actually causes me to consume more coffee.
I will say this: there was one of the modeling friends in America. He posted the other day, "The president's been shot at," and I'm just like, "Oh, has it?" Because it was while me and half the family driving down to Sydney, and we're just like, "Oh God, okay." And the next comment was along the lines of, "This is why we need a presidential ballroom in the White House," and I just thought, "Oh God, really? How quickly they jump onto that." Instead of talking about things you'd think they should be talking about, like, oh, maybe gun control or whatever. But anyway, so I just did a laughing emoji. I didn't type anything, and it came back, "Oh, you think it's funny that there's been a third assassination attempt on my president?" And I said, "No, that's never funny. Like, that's not a laughing matter. What I am laughing about is how quickly you guys have jumped onto the fact that, this is just one way to get the man baby his throne room." And he went full Republican and just said, "You're a retard." So I went, "Okay, unfriend. I just don't need that shit."
Hey, I tell you what, you run into meatballs like that all over social media. There is nothing else they can fall back on. They just go right to the personal insults and the
Yeah.
and the anger, and
Of course,
obviously
I wasn't
talking to
having a
someone
go
like
at
that
him.
is going nowhere.
No, it's just, I guess what I should have said after that. I mean, I should have just, this is why Paul says never talk about politics and Duke is saying squirrel, because you can't, politics is
No,
a polarizing thing. But the fact
it's a
is, like,
no-win scenario talking about it.
yeah. So my view is, and this is no word of a lie. So this is my view, and people may have different opinions. My view is, if there's a statement that comes out from the White House and a statement that comes out from the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, we're more likely to believe the Iranian statement as truth. And that's how fucked up everything is at the moment. And I think, as soon as people recognize that, then they really need to fix it, because I am in no way supporting Iran in this thing going on. But the thing is that, like, it's a hot mess. Like, ever since old mate's come in, there's been no diplomacy. The people he sends to every sort of shitstorm that he creates have never done any sort of diplomatic discussions. The whole thing is just amateur hour. Anyway, squirrel, apparently. Squirrel.
Duke is asking me what you've been working on, Jim. Well, I've got yeah, right. I mean, try bourbon and coffee, Paul. I've heard coffee is a good mixer for some alcoholic drinks. I'm not sure. I've never tried it, so.
There we go. So
just a
Apple is saying
suggestion.
he thought it was a poignant program, John. Very enjoyable discussion, even with Mike. I thought, I've never heard of Mike before. He seems like an absolutely wonderful guy. And I think all of us are in, like Malcolm, me, and we all have our own stories and the way we've sort of come into this. But we all meet in the middle. That is, it's do what we can to help people who are seriously struggling as a result of their service. And this is the thing, like, I touched on it during the thing, like, that I served in Iraq and Afghanistan, and I just sort of made the little jab there, a little bit to the rear away from the fighting, because that's what we've been told. And of course, to hear those statements are just rather hurtful, because we gave everything over there, and Australia's not even NATO. Whatever. Hail to the king, John. No, I'm not a king, but thank you very much. I get what you mean, taking the piss. Paul Price, Jim, I got depressed last week, so I took the car out for a run and upset EV owners.
Okay, well, hey, whatever works, Paul.
Which car did you take out, Paul? I know it's going to be a Holden, but he has several.
Yes, I believe so.
Patrick watched it on Skiffin's channel. It's very insightful. Thank you. It's good. Like, I haven't heard negative feedback yet, but I haven't had too much feedback. But I listened to a bit back myself just to see what the audio quality was like, and it seemed okay. So that's all right.
Well, I got a few things going, Duke. I'll show them in a minute when I'm done with my coffee. I'm going to get over to I'm going to move the laptop over to the workbench. So
yeah, sweet. All right. So I'm going to go eyes down again, if that's all right, just to get a couple of things happening here.
All right.
All right. So first things first, I put on these.
Well, I see the decals settle down nicely. So
they did. Good. Like these are like all I did. This like that. They're glossy, but then again, the paint's glossy too. So
Well, then that aids in there's such a controversy about that. Whether you should gloss before decals or not. Some say no. Others say yes. Others don't care.
If you use a matte coat, it's going to be rough to the touch. It's going to be harder to get rid of air pockets there. So this is a gloss plane anyway. I mean, all the photos, like, they're never filthy. Like, they obviously get washed down because they're
maintained. Yeah.
Okay. All the photos online. The main thing that's happened, I can see, is yellow has got lighter over the years.
Right.
As delivered, these things are garish. And no matter which country they're in, most of the people operating these have different forms of, yellow and red. It's like an emergency sort of like high-vis color. And when you're operating around other aircraft at extreme low level and doing what these do, you want to be seen. So that's, it's all pretty cool. There's a couple of things I noticed just by looking online that these are navigation lights under there, so I'll need to paint one red there and one green on the other side, and little bits and bobs. But it's just those little details are all I'm missing now. But it hasn't been a sucky build. I haven't done a hella kit in years, but I'd certainly do another one. And that's not just
know.
because I got this one for free. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this kit.
Right. Yeah,
Oh,
I built one Heller kit, and that was 40 plus years ago.
hello,
Yeah.
Adam.
Good morning, Adam. I think you're muted. I think you're muted.
So I will be back.
There you are.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, where you go?
Oh, no, I think he said he'll be back. I
Oh,
heard a
okay,
lady's
okay,
voice.
okay.
Maybe he's on a private
Might be on
phone call.
that would look like he was on a cell phone.
Yeah. There we go. Where have we been? Yeah. So what have you been working on, Jim? Sorry, tell us again what you're working on.
Oh, I like I said, when I get over to the bench, I'll show you. I'm gonna reload
very
up
good.
on coffee. I'm gonna relocate the computer, but I'll be over there. Paul's got an answer to your question about what car to drive.
The 2007 SSV. It's the only one that's street legal at the moment. Fair enough. They're a nice car. I do like them. I'm more of a Ford man myself, but no, they're good. Good cars. Thank you, Duke. And that's why Macca's signs are red and yellow. You can see them for ages.
Yeah, the airplane's meant to be visible, right? Yeah, it's trying to be seen.
So I'm in two minds. So the Astrodome lenses for those windows there, I just put on with Araldite. Sorry, not Araldite, Aquadia, which PVA glue.
All right. Yeah, right. Of course. Yeah, PVA.
Bloody hell, yeah, Aquadia, Sally's product.
Okay. Yeah.
But I've got this other one, the Crystal Magic glue, which does work. So I think I might try this one for the lenses and the wings.
I've got Gorilla Glue, which is a standard, like hardware glue. It's more wood glue than anything, but it has the same properties as standard Elmer's glue.
Yeah.
And then there's I've got some specially made stuff that's meant for clear parts, like designed by a modeler for modelers. It's called Gator Glue. And it's very good. It actually does work very well. I also use it as a filler because a lot of older models I build, the clear parts don't fit all that well.
Right. What I find with this glue is it's a nozzle-like, the Rebel contactor, and the glue does dry in there. Every time I finish using it, I do have a pin, and I do clear this out, but it still clogs up. So let me just see if it's free, which it is not. So I need to open that up again.
Joe says, on a kit, little vinyl windows, not clear plastic. Is canopy white glue used? I've used it because I don't want it to fog possibly the windows. But I don't know. He says little vinyl windows, not clear plastic. I'm guessing you'd have to use white glue. I don't know. I don't think regular model glue would work with vinyl, right, John?
I don't believe so. No.
Yeah. It's either CA, which would definitely fog, or white glue. And if it's vinyl to plastic, white glue should hold it fine. I don't know. Try it out, Joe. Try it out on something. If you got vinyl material, maybe you can cut a little section of it off and glue it onto a scrap piece of plastic and see if it holds with white glue.
I'm just looking around for my map pins. I've got, I guess, no, what are they called? They'll be dressmaking pins. The long ones with the round sort of bolt. Oh, there they are. These ones. So I need to, I usually get these out to clear this lens, but it is a bit of a bugger to do. Maybe I'll just go to the PVA. No, I'll give it a go. I've got to clean it out anyway.
All right, John, can you hold the fort? I'm gonna reload on a coffee, and I'm gonna move my computer. So I'm gonna bug out for a few minutes.
Very good. Okay.
Okay.
No worries. Again, I need to, because I'm at the late stages of a model. My desk, I've got stuff everywhere, which is good. Been modeling. Crikey, blimey. Oh, Tiff is in. She's saying, good afternoon, folks. And Patrick is, hi, Tiff. Sorry, let's see if we can pop this off. Oh, what I need to do, I think I need to have long nose pliers on my bench at all times just to get this cap off. You know what? This is going to fight me. I think it'll be easier if I just use a bloody Aquadeer. Oh, maybe. There we go. Yeah, this is the sort of bottle that I think it's good, but as I say, even if I clear it out after using it, this will still clog. So I need to get a pin out every time and just sort of drive it through without spilling that. I'll move that aside. Tiff thought she was finished decorating. I forgot to gloss the window frame. Ooh. Right, let's try this. Oh yeah, so you got all this gack, all that has come out. Yeah, just dried glue. There we go. So yeah, I don't mind this stuff. It seems to work well, but it doesn't. I mean, it's like using Aquadeer PVA. It doesn't have great adhesion. It doesn't melt like other plastic glues and that sort of stuff, which is why it doesn't fog. But let's give this a burl. So I just need a bit. So these are just semicircular. It doesn't matter. There's no sort of north, if that makes sense. Oh. I'm getting more and more blind. So these are just my standard sort of reading glasses. I can't even use them anymore. I have to go for these magnifying ones more and more often. I don't like that. Let's see. There we go. We have flow. I think I might try wax pencil. Oh, this is, I'll show you. This is from Icky Sticky. So I do like this. It's just basically a anodized aluminium tube. One end is a replaceable wax tip, massive, but yeah, it can hold bits on left and right and all that sort of stuff. And at the other end, they've got that little thing. So it's just an empty hole. So what they say is, if you have some other wax, you can just dip it in that, or stick that in it and hold it tiny pieces, or for positioning little bits and bobs and stuff like that. So I think that's pretty cool. So I'll use that, as I said, to hold this. Oh, flip over while I apply the glue. Patrick saying, have you tried leaving a pin in the tube when you're not using it? Oh my God, you're an ideas man. I should try that. I think, yeah, because there is room. I think, if I put the cap on it, I'll be able to have the head of a pin in there. All right, I shall do that presently. That's why I come to this channel. You learn stuff. All right. Oh, Jim's back. Oh, no, he's not. Sorry. Fixed income modeler. Let's give this a crack. Oh, of course you fell down. I haven't even tried to see if these fit. Oh, that fits perfectly. What was he worried about? There we go. Not a problem there. Athla saying, decorators, green tape on the window edges, tiff, or with a steady hand. Think you're painting over a large model. in. Good idea, Patrick. I did that with my original contactor. Yes. Well, I should do that with my contactor because I don't smoke. I have a lighter on hand just to clear it every time I use the stuff. And bang on, Ethel. Decorator's tape is the only tape I use. Masking tape is shit. All right. To the second one. Come on.
I'm back.
Yay.
All right. Okay, folks. Patrick, no, it's Duke that asked, what am I working on? Well, I've got a multitude of things that I'm doing. I'm going to be 62 later this year. And in the last year or so, I've been bitten by the urgency to not just build one model, finish it, and then go on to the next one. I'm starting a multitude of projects because I want to build stuff in my stash, not just look at it while it's waiting. So anyway, I've been, maybe it's a late life, not even midlife, late life crisis. I don't know. Am I still in middle age? I don't know. Anyway, this is one subject. Let's see if I get it in the light. The light is here.
Oh.
This is the tank I'm working on right now. This is on this bench I'm sitting at right now. Okay, that's the Dragon. Very nice Dragon kit. These are, it's what, a smart kit. It's from the era of the smart kits where they gave you every kind of bell and whistle in there. Lots of PE, lots of good stuff. So I'm working on that. Here it is. I've got the hull built up. I haven't glued this on yet, but I'm getting there. Piecing it together a little bit at a time. Over on the other bench, which is, let's see if I can turn the camera down. Over here, I got another bench that's got room for two projects on it, two small projects. One of them is this.
Okay.
Set. I'm gonna, I love modeling subjects about the North African Desert War between 40 and 43. So I got that over there. Those guys are on the end of that bench. And then let's see over here. I got to paint this. I'm in the middle of painting this. This is the Key 100 Goshiki. There is no Allied code name to it because they didn't know about this until they landed in Japan and found some aircraft and realized this is a completely different airplane that they had seen in the air but didn't recognize as something new. They thought it was a Key 61 or a Key 84. Anyway, I got it painted, got the top done, got the chipping going on, which is so prevalent for Japanese aircraft during World War II because they didn't prime underneath the paint. So a lot of it wore off very easily in the air and in the harsh climate of the Pacific Islands in China. So anyway, I've got a few things to do on this. So that's waiting to get done. Over on the other bench behind me, on the other end of the room, is a trumpeter KV1. I've got it painted now. I got to start shading it. Good stuff. Are you high? Oh, Joe, you gotta cross over to the other side, mate. You gotta join the. Oh, you got some dogs in your backyard?
I have a dog next door. Yeah.
Oh, the German Shepherd?
It is a German Shepherd, yeah.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that before, yeah.
I'll shut the door. His name is Shadow.
Okay. Sounds like a nice dog. Just letting someone know who's boss.
Oh, well, every time I get on my scooter and start that up, he's like, get a real boy, get a real boy, get a real boy. You just won't shut up. But
so anyway, that's what I'm working on. But what I'll be working on now while we're doing this is this kit, 35th scale. You can now get this in 16th scale. I think what they did is there is the Jeep on its own, but I hear that what the latest edition of this includes the trailer. And I got this for like $20 on sale at Andy's Hobby Headquarters. And I've got the Jeep going. This has got a Tacom. I'll tell you what, I love them and I kind of hate them because they got a lot of parts. And sometimes it's a little over the top. It's not quite mini art over the top, but it's close. And they've got a lot of little parts. And with my big sausage fingers, it doesn't make cleaning little parts like what you see on the sprue here vaguely in the light. I got to get an overhead camera. Easy to do. So it can be a little frustrating. I break some parts. You know, like I've got the chassis for the Jeep built up. What I'm going to be working on is the trailer.
Okay.
That's a separate build, but here's what I got done so far.
Scott's in.
I'm showing my willy. Yes, yes, that's right. I'm breaking all the barriers of good taste on this channel, of course. But here's the front end. It's I don't know, man, tack them. I like the idea, but I mean, this is kind of they got the fenders molded in with the grill in the front, and it is extremely flimsy. I mean, you really have to be careful handling this thing. I'd much sooner get this thing installed. That way it'll have some strength to it. But anyway, lots of nice stuff. I mean, there is no denying these guys know how to make a model. The detail and the crispness of it is incredible. I mean, spot on. I love them and I hate them. So I'm going to be working on the trailer. So you can take me off main camera now.
Oh, very good. Okay. Oh, Adam's back. Let's try.
I'm bringing this up.
There he is. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Can you hear me okay?
Coming through 5x5, Adam.
Perfect. I'm okay. How are you?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Good.
I was going to say, yeah. Ian, Alien Ian is saying same. I have ADD, attention deficit disorder. I cannot dedicate my brain to one project. My stash area is now embarrassingly standing room only. I need to catch up and fast. I don't usually have too many things going on at once. However, having said that, the main reason I do have multiple projects is because I'm doing multiple nights with Mikey generally.
Right.
So, what have I got? I've got the Austin armored car, the Lysander, the B47. This is just about done, and I had started the Vigan, which I'll probably go back to the Vigan shortly. As I mentioned, this is the final stages in this. So there we go. So that's how the landing lights turned out. I'd painted black around there. It looks like a rubber seal on the actual aircraft, so I just painted it black around there. Not perfect. I'm thinking now that I should have just done a disc of silver at the back and paint the rest of it, say, probably a chromate sort of color or whatever. But that's fine. I don't know what the what shape the landing lights are. They're probably round. Yeah, people still saying hi to people.
Yeah, Julian's in. Hey, Julian.
Yeah. What's next? So what I will do is, with the dress making pins, I can't close the lid on that on the glue, so I'd have to cut the tip off that. So I'll just get a different type of pin. You know, there's just a flathead pin. So
you could also make some. You got any wire?
Oh, I've got so much wire.
Yeah, yep. I mean, not real soft stuff, but maybe something with a little strength to it. You could possibly
I'll do that a bit later
fit in the nozzle as it is now without having to cut it off to accommodate the size, and then twist one end into like a handle.
That's right. So I'll just go like the touch ups I'm doing here. Oh, so that's a different color yellow to what I guess. Might not be able to tell.
What tone of yellow is that, by the way?
This one is just literally yellow.
Oh, okay, just straight yellow. Okay.
SMS. Yep, yellow. So I had used literally the red and yellow. No FS numbers or anything else. It's just red and yellow.
Okay.
Because it on the photos, yeah, I mean it looks like red and yellow. So I'm happy with it. It's a nice color. It is quite different to like you remember that Miles M52 that I'd made recently for the 48 and 48.
Yes.
This is a trainer yellow, a British trainer yellow. And you can see it's a very different yellow. Like there's a lot more gold in it.
Oh yeah, you're right. I can see the difference. It's correct. You're correct. Yes.
Yeah. So so I think I made the right choice because this is probably too orange. But yeah, I'll get this back on the shelf before I drop it.
It's a neat little airplane. I love that. A bullet with wings.
It is. Oh, Muzza's in again. Hello all. Welcome back, Muzza.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Darth.
Matthew Ag, well, that's 3 1/16 scale challenges fully dry brushed. I'm going to tackle my chieftain now. Getting one of those lumps on my fingers from my school days from holding a pen too long.
Yeah.
Writing.
Yep. I remember.
Adam's modelling his hand.
Yes. Just playing around with settings.
So, let's see, I'm still in two minds about whether to do the VOR antennas in that yellow. You know, I might as well, because being an antenna, they tend not to paint them in body color because it attenuates the signal. So what I'll do is paint these in a different color yellow, so they're different. This incidentally is one of the main problems with the F-35. There are no antennas that sit proud, like say that one. You're used to these sort of like blade antennas on aircraft, right? So when they're transmitting or receiving, they propagate in all directions. F-35 only has flush antennas, so it will propagate in a cone, either upwards or downwards, at a certain amount of degrees. It depends on the antenna. But it can't say, for instance, if you're 100 nautical miles offshore and you radio a signal with that, it's going to go forward and back and all, omnidirectional. But if you've got an F-35 and you're transmitting or receiving, it's only going to be in a cone underneath you, on top of you, forward or wherever. And not only that, then they cover all the antennas in a stealth-like coating that attenuates the signal more. So literally, why are the radios so shit? I'm just thinking, of course, you knew about this before you did it, didn't you? Anyway. So I do love the idea when go and fix it, make the radios better. No, I can't do that. What I did do is fix the base radio. Hadn't been serviced in, I think it was 7 years. So it took me about 3 days and got that fixed. But
was your as ground crew, was your responsibilities electrics or just everything on an airplane?
Everything. So
Okay.
being avionics, it was oxygen, navigation, power generation, distribution,
Okay. All right.
weapon systems. Partly the gunnies mainly did weapon systems, but we did all the power to them and all that sort of stuff like that. And when the gunnies couldn't work anything else, then they'd come and call us, and we'd sort of show them how to use a multimeter and stuff, because it wasn't their primary role. They were in the dark a bit with certain things.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yeah, literally everything, like anything with wires on a jet, or plumbing, like because we did the oxygen systems.
Okay. All right. So it's a lot of stuff to cover.
Yeah, and it's very complex planes, like planes are anyway. F-35 is even more sort of crazy. But it was it's hard to remember all of it, but you're not required to. These days, of course, it's all fault codes and all that stuff like that. It would be good if the publications were better. Sorry, just checking messages.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Eileen in saying, "G'day, Duke. It's sunny here in Lancashire, and I'm often in two minds. Nodge, the pills are no help. Lol." And it was 24 degrees here and cloudy. The weather here has been wonderful lately. It's for the last couple of weeks. Like we've had virtually no rain, but it's been just glorious days and stuff like that. Not too hot, not too cold. So right now I'm wearing jeans. I've got the door shut. I'll open the door again. In fact, this dog stopped barking. But no, it's been glorious weather here. I think do like this time of year. It'll get colder soon. It tends to be after Anzac Day. It's when the weather turns here.
Yes, and we're going in the opposite direction.
Yes. So where am I going to put those bloody antennas? Oh, there. All right. So I will stick these on. Just paint them by hand. Boom, 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 boom. So what's Adam got on his bench?
I have my
Oh,
Mustang.
cripes. Holy crap.
So
That's nice.
we
What's
need
that?
to just-
66 and a half, or is that a 68?
66. The 66
60.
hertz.
Yeah.
But done, obviously, and a completely made up scheme.
Yeah. Oh, that's
So-
awesome.
Where's the engine?
Yep, that's the
Where's it?
pony car, the true pony car era of the Mustang. You know that car was named after the aircraft.
Oh, was it?
Yes,
Okay.
one of the members of the design bureau on Ford worked, I believe, for North American Aviation at one point, and came up with the idea of naming it. Hey, how about this? That's a story I've heard. I don't know if it's true, but
Good story. That'll do.
It's not something I need to fix right now.
Okay. So these, looking at these, I want to refer to good old Google and see if I'd imagine they're going to be horizontal, but the instructions are looking like they want it to be inclined up about 10 degrees or so. Let's find out.
oh, woo, this is mighty tenuous. Boy, they might want to just go ahead and install it straight onto the trailer. Ooh, doggy. Yeah, it's going that way. So that means this one is going to wind up here. And one thing about TACM kits, folks, is that there are minute little cleanup areas right around attachment points. So do your homework before you put glue to a part, because you may wind up with a little burr on the where the part's supposed to rest on the other part it's being attached to. All sounds a little confusing, but I'm noticing it right now on the bottom of the trailer where I have to install the leaf springs for the suspension.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like if I leave it as is, it might affect how the leaf spring rests in place, because the burr on there is actually a ejection pin, the little circle that leaves in the plastic, but it's got a raised edge to it instead of recessed. So it's adding a few thousandths or billionths to the actual height of the leaf spring. I'm not saying for sure it'll affect it, but seems like the best policy is to clean it up before I install it. And this is very, very tenuous work.
Joe saying, yeah, he's off. He's trying to get the wife's new tires.
Oh, yeah, the tires. Yes, enjoy the installation, Joe. Hopefully, you got a good place that'll do it right.
Yeah. Just in time too. Another flood warning for tomorrow and the weekend. We need the rain, but please no floods. Take care, y'all.
You too, Joe.
Duke is saying, oh, sorry. My daughter was going to be driven to a wedding and some classic car, but it broke down. The guy said, sorry, but we can use the Shelby. I said, what's a Shelby? I know nothing about cars. Nice. Yeah, so I just had a look. Yeah, these VOR antennas are horizontal. So, yep, these will be horizontal. That's an interesting photo, that one.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, neat. Formation of them. Okay. Are they still in service today?
I guess. Yeah. Yeah, because these are new builds. These were around about 1997, I think they first flew.
All right. Okay. Yeah, that is.
So you're getting up to 20 years old now, but
We're going to be
25.
30 next year.
Yeah.
Man, 1997, 30 years ago.
Oh,
Damn.
that's right. So on Wikipedia, they're looking for replacements where there aren't any because the company that made these, now it's, I think, Viking Industries or something or other. It was Canadair, and then it became Bombardier. Now it's now I think it's Viking or something or other. Wow, they can work it out. I don't know. Right. Glue.
Boy. What's that part? Where's the little? Ah. All right. So let's see. What to do that? Oh, we're supposed to rest on that.
Yeah, I was real surprised when they told me someone had finally bought this place. And again, it was a long time ago.
Ah. Greg Mottram. Hi, gents. I started building my Edward SE5E Profi pack.
Oh,
Did you
know about
find
that,
you need to wash the parts before assembling? They feel a bit greasy. Generally, I don't wash my parts, the sprues. However, Edward do use more release agent than other brands that I know. So I have washed. In fact, when I did my SE5A, I washed mine. Yeah, just a slight bit of detergent, a little bit of water, and then just leave it in a dish rack overnight. It's probably the best way to do it. Yeah, it's a wonderful kit. If you've not built one before, it's really enjoyable. Everything goes together really well. There's nothing that I've found you would need a warning about. Yeah, it's a great kit. I've just finished an Edward biplane. I could do another. I'll find a photo of the one I did. It's probably the first one in Australian Auscam, if that makes sense, because the pilot just decided to camouflage his, so he painted over half the roundels and everything else. There we go. So that's the one I did.
Another recommendation, Greg, is for cleaning the parts, which is a good idea. That's what I've been told. That whether you can feel a lot of release agent on it or not, it's a good idea to do it. Is I have a small spray bottle with rubbing alcohol in there, IPA, and I spray it on the parts when they're on the trees like this, and I can either wipe it off or it will evaporate on its own because it is alcohol. And that is supposed to be efficient also in removing release agents. But whichever one works for you. But yeah, I think cleaning the parts would be a good idea.
It doesn't hurt. Like it does absolutely no harm. You know.
Right, and it does help with paint adhesion, from what I've been told. So to me, it's worth the trip.
That's it. So I reckon it's not necessary, but if anyone says no, you're an idiot for doing it, they just don't listen to it. Just it won't hurt. Just do it if you want. It won't hurt.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, I think cleaning the parts is a good thing. And like I said, Greg, you can do what John recommended. A lot of people do. Just make sure you rinse off the soap when you before you let the parts dry. And yeah, I mean, some people even wash the parts and then they put them in a hydrator or whatever those things are. You can get them on Amazon now, very affordable. A lot of modelers have them. They put their parts in there to dry after they paint them, and they dry dust free and perfectly and efficiently.
Food dehydrator.
And
That's
so
what we
there's
use.
good ways to do that.
There we go. So they're on. I'll let them dry a bit before I hit them with paint. Sorry, I'll just look at the comments again.
Yeah, there you go. Julian's got a good point. Maybe a light scrub with an old toothbrush, depending on how small the parts are. Sure, that's a good idea. That's why it's good to wash them on the sprue, because then they're attached.
Yeah. I don't think you need to scrub that hard. I mean, being a greasy sort of agent, I think a little bit of detergent is all you need. It'll just, it'll just wash away.
Some kind
It'll
of
break it down.
agent like a detergent or the alcohol will be enough to remove it.
So dishwashing liquid, I just even with decals, I just touch the top of a dishwashing liquid bottle, just get a smear on my finger and then swoosh that around the glass. So if I'm using water for decals, it by having a little bit of detergent in the water, it helps move the decals around in place. And again, does no harm to it.
It also removes surface tension when you're mixing water with some kind of like a water-based paint, like a water-based acrylic. If you want to use water to thin it, supposedly a little touch of detergent, I don't know, I've never tried it, will relieve that surface tension so that they mix better.
Oh yeah. So Mars is putting the finishing touches on his 48 scale SPD1 and then priming in a droid.
Nice.
I know.
SPD1, is that a Accurate Miniatures kit, Moss? A 48 scale or a 72nd scale model?
SPD1, is that a Douglas?
The Dauntless. Yeah, because Accurate Miniatures. I think Accurate Miniatures made the SPD1, 3, and 5. I've got the 3. I want to find a 5, and I believe they made the 1. I know Hasegawa did too. I'm talking quarter scale. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know about 72nd. I'm sure it's probably more prevalent in that scale.
Yeah, and Duke reminds us it's a great idea to wash your parts regularly. So it's my parts.
To do.
I'll wash them as fast and as often as I like. Julian says maybe a very light scrub with an old toothbrush. Yeah. That's too much, says Duke. And how do you know how small my parts are? Oh, we've all seen the photos. The camera is a bidirectional, Duke. I actually put a drop of detergent in my brush washing water. Oh, yeah. TBG's in. Hello. He says, hi, everyone. And Muzz is saying it's the Academy 48 scale.
Oh, okay. So that is the Accurate Miniatures kit. Okay, yeah, because Academy, those molds that Accurate Miniatures had made for them by a Korean tool maker back in the 90s, they never owned. The original maker of those tools, of those molds, owned them. And there's a whole story about why Accurate Miniatures came and went so quickly. Because they started in the mid 90s or early 90s, and they were producing some really nice models for the day. And I mean, like their Grumman TBF Avenger and the TBM3, those are outstanding models. And Academy and Artillery both reboxed them under their brand. And from what a friend of mine told me, this guy's like a wizard. Whenever I have any questions about models or aviation, he's like you. He's a walking encyclopedia. And he said that, supposedly those tools were not owned by Accurate Miniatures, and therefore, when the tool maker decided to pull them and sell them to someone else. So that's a story I've heard, because those models are still around. You can find them in different boxings now. And they made the B-25s, the Dauntlesses, the Avengers. There's a few other models, the Vindicator, mostly American aircraft.
Right. Oop, there we go. All right. So the Vallejo, like the touch-ups I need to do, mainly red, but just instead of the paint being SMS, this is lacquer, so it's you can't use a brush with it. It's airbrush only. So any touch-ups I'll just do in a red and just a yellow from Vallejo, the model color. But these ones are matte, so if they do need a little bit of sprucing up, then I'll just go over them with their gloss.
Yeah,
backpack gloss varnish.
I found
just
that.
brush over the top.
Yeah, I found that unless you really get down in those eyedropper bottles of Vallejo, puts their paint in, and mix the pigment up, even though it says it's a matte color, a matte finish paint, it often dries semi-gloss for me. But that's my experience with it. It might be different for others.
Muzz is saying, yeah, you can tell it's an old kit, a little bit of cleanup, but it's a nice kit.
Yeah. If you
And
can find
there's-
the accurate miniatures, I'm sorry, John. If you can find the accurate miniatures original box seats, then you'll obviously get much sharper copies. And that's what I look for at swap meets. I find a lot of them. People, I guess, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like Dragon. People bought them, and then I guess they found them to be whatever. I don't know, but I see a lot of accurate miniatures kits for sale at swap meets.
Yeah. Yep. TPG saying hi, Julian, and hi, Patrick. 17 people watching. We've been live for just on an hour. Thank you for joining. This, as I mentioned, this is just an impromptu live because I can, due to unforeseen problems with, on a domestic front with one of the other content creators. Everything's fine. No, this isn't too bad actually. Like I did literally just where I had it resting upside down or whatever while I was gluing apart, it had just worn a bit of the red away. But just by touching it with this stuff, you can't tell that this paint is even there. So that'll do. There's a fillet here. I'd painted the horizontal stabs and the rudders, the elevators separately and then glued them on later. But that's left that little fillet of yellow there. And I think I'll just go over that with a brush and then fix it up with a bit of gloss coat later on as well. And it's not perfect along the seam at the bottom there. So just going around with a brush is certainly going to help. Oh, yeah. Nice.
Hey. Okay, now I gotta put that on there. Okay, I see the slots. Come on, baby. There you go. So, Scott, if you're in the audience still, are you? How's the KG5 coming along? And what's everyone else working on out there? Let's hear what y'all doing.
Sorry, I'm singing.
Your channel, mate. Damn, fiddly. Okay, this is going to require a different approach.
Babe, I'm going to be doing it for a while.
I think I'm gonna. No, not even sure. Well, I guess there's wingtip navigation lights on this. I have no idea where they are or what shape they are, but I'll work that out later.
So have the people you're working for with that model seen progress of it? You've been keeping them up to date on how it's coming along, or are you just going to surprise them and walk in with it one day?
I won't walk in with it, but I'll just, so what I need to do is just basically, I've been taking progress photos, like with the proper camera, that one.
Right.
As I've been going, and I'll just get them all together and write a spiel about, because what they want to do is aim at beginner modelers, which I have no problems doing at all. The more the merrier, and just say I did this and I achieved this by doing this and try this. But the trouble is, because I'm using airbrush here, I do understand that most beginners, 99% of them or more, don't have an airbrush. So that's the thing. As you know, yellow is a terrible color to paint. But
it's challenging.
One of the things I did on this, of course, is paint it pink first. That really helps.
Man, why is this not working right? Shit. Oops, said a naughty word. Pardon me, folks.
Jim said shit.
Tacom kit. Well, it's a nice idea, guys, but it's not fitting. Yeah.
I've built one Tacom kit, which is a Mark IV tank.
And, I thought about getting that, but I think I'm going to go with the Tamiya if I can ever find it. I think they stopped making copies of that. I really do. I don't see anyone now.
The Tamiya ones do come and go. It'll certainly be back, I think. Just I didn't really enjoy the Tacom one. The main problem I have now is the unditching beam. It came with some D-shackles and some chain to mount the unditching beam, but I had lost the D-shackles and then the chain. So I bought some chain. Now I'm still missing the D-shackles. I should just paint the unditching beam, stick it on, and just call it done.
Yeah.
I have not. Matthew Wagg, he's dry brushing 1/16 scale Haya red air control Chieftain Mark V main battle tank. Gonna have to call it a day. It's aggravating my tendonitis. They're not small light models.
Sorry to hear that, Matthew. That could be a problem.
Yeah. What else? I'm looking for bits of red to touch up. I don't think it's too much. I will do these fillets of the rudder. Oh, not rudder, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It does look better.
What problem is this? Come on. Wow. Yeah, I really think they should engineering over a little bit more before launching this on people. Well, it's just the way you assemble this stuff. It's so damn fiddly and so tenuous while it sets that you really have to be careful about alignment. It fits, but it requires a lot of care to make sure it's all coming together 90 degrees, so that when you put the wheels on, the trailer's not sitting cockeyed. I think I got it, but man.
That's why they didn't fucking keep my security deposit for the bed. So they got a free pair of headphones.
Exactly.
Oh, I got this on right? That's what I need to know. I'm putting this on the wrong way. That might be the problem.
Where's my wash? There we are.
Okay, I'm going to have to do something I didn't want to do. Like I will. Yes, I put them in wrong. John, I joined you. Did something backwards, folks. Did it opposite of what it's supposed to be. So hold on.
Stay in your own lane, Jim.
Yeah, yeah. Don't take my reputation from me. What are you doing? Muscling in on my territory?
Yeah, TVG is saying beginner modelers, do you want to put them off for that yellow and red beast? Yeah, probably. The thing is, like, the reason, like, basically, I was standing in Hobbyco headquarters, and he said, take any kit you want, any Hella kit, and they had some choice. They had most of them aren't available in their store yet. They've got the 72nd scale Concord and Super Constellation and all these sort of things. I chose this one mainly because the box was a little bit crushed, and they wouldn't have been able to sell it. So I sort of wanted to do them a favour, if that makes sense. I didn't want to take too much.
No, it's a good thought, John. It's being a good spirit.
So that, as you can see, that box is a little bit ratty on the side there. So yeah, I took it because of that. And I haven't hated it. I think it's been a fun build. And I thought, like, when I saw it, I thought if I make it look anything like that photo there that I have in the back of the box, I'll be really happy. And it looks just like the photo in the back of the box. So I'm very happy, very happy, very happy indeed.
Boy. All right, I think I've rescued the situation, folks. Yeah, I had the leaf springs on backwards. That's why things weren't fitting. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Very, very tiny parts, very poor lighting. Sorry, folks.
Oh, now let's say I'm on you for a sec.
Yeah, it's here, let me show you the drawing. It's maybe better illustrated. There you go. They go together like this. You put the axle on, then you put it onto the bottom of the trailer. I had this reversed. The tabs are one size on one end of the leaf spring and different size on the other end so that they fit only the way they're supposed to, which is a good thing. But I had it backwards. I didn't realize it. I righted it, and it looks like just by doing that, everything is drying a lot more square. I mean, just doing that alone just brought everything into line a whole lot better. I still have to make sure this is all 90 degrees.
Yep.
When I say better engineering, I think maybe the way these little tiny parts attach to each other maybe be a little bit more positive of a fit where they kind of lock together, not just hold them together and hope they line up square.
Right.
That's about it. Situation under control, sir. Back to you.
Matthew saying, Alien in, yes, she is a beast. We're talking about the 116 scale, the big Challenger. Tiny compared to the Challengers and the Merkava. Merkava. That's an interesting tank, isn't it? Merkava.
I'm sorry, which one? Which one did
the
he
Merkava.
say? The Merkava. That's one of the few post-war tanks I would build a model of. I'm not really drawn to too much post-war armor, but that's one of them.
They look tough, yeah. Julian asks, if TACOM kits come and go, is that possibly them doing the opposite to Airfix? Airfix seem to overstock and then have sales to get rid of the excess. Maybe TACOM underestimate kit numbers. I don't know.
I don't know. Good question, Julian. TACOM is seemingly turning out models every month. They do not rest on their laurels. I know they're from China, and maybe they're like Trumpeter. I heard Trumpeter is government funded, so they have limitless funds.
Oh.
I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe someone in the chat can inform better about that. But TACOM and Border and RFM, I think they're all in China. Meng,
yeah,
I could be
Sounds
wrong
right.
about this, guys. I'm not saying I know this is fact, but it seems like those four companies are always turning out something every month.
That's true. I mean, they are quite often on Gary's stuff on the Monday Matters.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah. And Border's 35th scale aircraft line is, I guess, taking off. I mean, it's got to be, right? they're constantly introducing new models. I mean, the numbers have got to be telling when they're selling.
Duke is saying that you need to get the T-shirt now, Jim, of putting stuff on backwards.
Yep, I am well, I've already done it a couple times in the recent past, so I guess this only confirms it.
And read that comment, Jim, out loud.
I now have an image. Whatever you want to do, Julian, that's fine with me. I'll consider it a term of endearment, so not a problem.
If someone said I could take a model for free, sorry, it would have to be Al McPherson, not a kit. Yeah. So I saw a thing earlier. It was interesting, actually. It was the models who were in the that Robert Palmer video. That
Yes. The ones with the real pale faces.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of the song. It's like
Addicted to Love.
Addicted to Love.
Simply Irresistible.
Yeah, Addicted to Love. Yeah, the ones that was yeah. And what they're saying is, like, a lot of people at the time saying, "Oh, yeah, you're making women like sex objects and stuff like that."
You're objectifying them. Yeah.
And the models themselves were saying that, like, no one has ever criticized them for it, and that, all they've ever got is praise saying about empowering women. So good on them. It's an awesome clip.
Yes. Definitely a sign of the times back in the 80s.
Where are we? Alien Ian is saying, yeah, I have a 1/16 scale Merkava 4 tank to dry brush as well. It's huge, and the turret looks like something out of Star Trek.
Store these things, man. Wow.
In Lebanon. Tiffany says, I'd love to build the TACOM AH-64D chopper. And
yes, the Apache, the AH-64. Is that good? Was that it? Yeah, the 60, right. Yeah, that's the Apache. Yeah. Nigel built one, and so did Paul Price built one.
Yeah. Look good. What else do I need to do? I think the VOR antennae are glued now, so I'll paint them a bit of yellow. Oh no, I'll do the SATTAS TAT probe.
I better get those shocks put in now. Yeah, see this. Boy, some of these kits it's like playing 3-level chess. You gotta kind of plan out ahead of time your parts and get them laid out so you're ready to grab them if you need them. I just realized there's a couple of parts that should go on that leaf spring assembly while it's drying that would help me line them up instead of letting it dry and possibly, these parts wouldn't fit. It's the shock absorbers. And they're set up to fit to the trailer, the bottom of the trailer, and of course to the suspension. So I just realized that should go on next. So, again, fiddly bits. Pick them up with the bloody tweezers. The other thing that doesn't help is this involuntary tremor problem I've got with particularly my left hand, and it can be a problem when trying to install something small and needs to be precisely done. So
yeah,
sometimes.
Oh, it's only a matter of time until I develop one of them. I think it's going to be annoying. But yeah, this is the thing. Like, there'll be a day where I'm not going to be able to do modeling anymore.
Well, mine is I can't say this for sure, but I think it's hereditary. My father suffered from the same thing. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not saying it's medical fact. All I know is that my father suffered from it, and I have for a number of years. And I finally addressed the issue with my doctor. I mean, I brought it up. I said, "Look, look at my hands," and she had me write out my name, signature, and it was all over the joint. So she gave me this medicine, which is supposed to help calm them, and it does to a certain extent, but I don't know if it is hereditary. That's just a guess because my father did suffer from them for a long time. I mean, not just in his later years, but when he was a younger person, he said too.
Right. Sorry, I'm just holding my tongue right as I'm painting these.
Yes, right, TBG. Yes, Nigel did have issues with the decals. I think he's got the model assembled, but I think he shelved it because the decals were such a hassle. There it is. Okay, how do those go in?
And Julian is saying, according to the brief research online, neither Meng, Hobby Boss, Trumpet, nor TACOM are government funded.
Okay, all right. Thanks. They certainly do have plenty of money, though. They waste no time in turning out new kits, and I mean, from what I'm understanding about the whole process of that, which is little, but I'm gaining knowledge of it through companies like Airfix and how they explain this stuff. It is not a cheap process.
No. Okay. Yellow. As I said, like I'm using this yellow knowing that it's not going to match the rest of the yellow, but that's probably part of the idea I'm thinking. So close to being done. I think what else I need to do? No, this is probably it. I'm not going to weather this much. I'll just have a bit of a dust around the wheels and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, they're well maintained, so you won't really have to, dirty them up like military aircraft.
Yeah, all the photos online are very, very clean.
Oh, there it is.
A bee stuck in my head, oh no.
Bloody hell. Right when you get ready to put the part in, I drop it.
You know what? I can't even tell it's a different yellow. Awesome. Mars is saying, I also took a rivet wheel to the, to the Dauntless. It really looked good after a wash. The riveting took days, though. I've not used one. I have...
Oh, I see what he's saying. Okay, he added the rivets. Okay, yeah, Jimmy Hagel does that a lot to a lot of his airplanes.
Yeah. Ian from on the bench had I think it was a Marauder, B-26 Marauder, but he was saying that like it had raised rivets. I think it was probably it's probably a monogram kit or whatnot. So he took all the raised pan lines off and then was riveting it. And I don't think he ever finished it. There's got to be a point where you just sort of go, that'll do, pig.
Yeah, if it's a 48 scale B-26 and it's got raised lines, it's got to be the old monogram kit.
Oh, there's another question from Greg Mottram. Another question for PE passes. Better to use regular cyanoacrylate glue, super glue, or a thicker one?
Depends on the part.
Yeah, it does. How small the part is.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
I don't go too hard with it. In that,
well, you'll go ahead and finish your thought, John, and then I'll kick in with some.
So what I find is if I go for, say, any type of super glue, the black rubber ones are good,
yes,
because they have a little flexible component in them. So it's like it's super glue but black super glue, so it's got like a rubber sort of compound impregnated in it. or you can get the Zappa Gap, all different sort of flavors and colors of those, whether it be extra thin or gelatinous or whatever. What I find is more often than not, I don't use too much super glue before the whole tube goes off and to throw it out, and it's expensive. So what I've started doing is actually just buy these little tiny ones at the standard sort of shopping. This is from Woolies down the
Yep.
road.
It's
And,
Loctite, right?
No, it's
Oh.
just standard super glue, fix and go
Okay.
super glue.
Okay.
A single shot, so it doesn't even come with a cap. So the deal is, I find it doesn't really matter what glue you use, but if you use fresh stuff, it'll work. Whereas you can have
Yes.
a bottle of the other stuff, and if it's slightly off or slightly evaporated or whatever, then it's just no good. It doesn't matter whether you use extra thin or thick or whatever. So I find just get a small, disposable, cheap, nameless brand of super glue, and you'll be better than any type of super glue. That's just my take on it. I think the history of super glue is when it was invented. I think in the 50s in the States, that it took them 25 odd years till about the 70s or so to be able to find a packaging for it that it would still be fresh by the time you opened it, because of the nature of it, that all the properties of it evaporate over time, or it either will dry in the tube or it'll just lose its adhesion. So I reckon, yeah, if you're having trouble getting it to stick, just go for the little tiny sort of one-shot tubes, and I think you'll have more joy. So what's your view on that, Jim?
Okay, well, let's see. For PE parts, it's better to use regular or thicker CA glue. Well, for me personally, with parts, I use the black flexi glue. You could also get a clear flexi too. The reason why is that I find it has a little bit more give, and parts won't pop off, because super glue is anything but super when it comes to holding parts down. It'll keep them in place, but it's up to you to avoid bumping into them, as I have often done in my modeling trails and have broken them off again. So my recommendation as far as installing it with PE is go for like a medium viscosity. That's what I use. I'm telling you what I do. I'm not saying go ahead and buy this. I'm just saying I use like a medium viscosity or a medium, thickness glue. The thin stuff I found just goes everywhere. It just gets lost. Oh my God. I mean, I made such a mess, but that's again me. There's probably people out there who can handle that stuff. No problem whatsoever. So my recommendation is just go with the medium gel or whatever, and maybe like a medium set time too, not something that grabs it right away and holds it, because you're going to want some maneuver time to get the part in place. Because inevitably with photo etch, it doesn't behave the way you want it to when it comes time to install it, and when you got the glue on the part.
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts on it. What else was I going to say? Yeah, and I agree with John. Buy a small quantity. Buy the smallest you can get. Like here, this is what I have.
I'm sorry. Let me go to your screen.
This is what I've got. Little container of VMS Flexi CA glue. This is the smallest one they sell, and this is, I think, 20 grams. They measure it in grams instead of milliliters. So, okay. Anyway, that's what I do, and even then, to keep this clear is a Herculean task. So if you can also go to the your whatever it is. For me, it's Walmart or a hardware store, and you get these small tiny tubes like what John has, and you spend $2-3, and you don't waste a lot of money. Even if you only use it occasionally and it dries out on you, throw it out and get another one. You're not wasting $8-10 on a container. I used to buy these big containers of super glue, and I wound up having to throw it out because the damn stuff would go off, and it's nothing but a rock sitting in a bottle.
What's Adam's take on this? It looks like your screen is brought to us by Loctite.
So yeah, I get like really into testing stuff. So like I've done like what I can get so far. any super glue that comes with a brush, useless. Don't touch it. The brush gets ruined. It
Yeah,
just,
yeah, that makes sense.
you'll get super glue everywhere else. This stuff, this is pretty much kind of like the Flex ACA that you've got, but it's just a British brand. You
Yep.
get different thicknesses of it. You get different kinds. So they've got ones that you can add powder to. They've even got powder you can add to it as well. They've got UV glue as well. So you get like different kinds from Dulux. This stuff's pretty good for like holding on to like your landing gears and stuff. It's less for PE, but it's good for supporting that kind of stuff.
Right.
Then this Loctite stuff's more like a little gel. I don't really use it anymore. It kind of just pings everything off. It's good for holding it, but the second you touch it, like Jim said, it just flies. So this stuff's not the best.
Mhm.
Then you get to these three. The liquid stuff's okay if you're needing to glue certain parts together that you've already painted, because it works almost similar to the extra thin, but it does get places if you don't be too careful. So yeah, like Jim says, it can be too thin at times. And then these two are really the two I use the most when it comes to PE, which is this little Power Flex. It's a lot better for holding the part and for nudging it. It's got a bit more flex to the actual glue itself. And then this actual photo etch glue, which is what I use the most now, it comes out runny. I'll just show you because I might as well. It comes out runny, but what you can do is you can wait and it starts to slowly thicken and thicken and thicken. And then you can put it on at any point that you want to put it on. And then to clean the nozzle, they actually give you a little nozzle cleaner, which is
Really? Nice.
which is a little metal rod that you can just
Nice.
sort of shove into it, which I'm really terrible at because I'm on camera and I'm looking at my own camera while doing it. But yeah, you can just shove that in, use it as a glue cleaner. I use it to clean all my Revell glues, but yeah, it just goes right in and you can just push it through and then done. But yeah, it's actually quite a good thing because it lets you have a bit more versatility on how thick you want the glue to go on. So if you're wanting to go on a bit more thicker, you can leave it for like 10 minutes and then you can use it and it's more like a thicker CA. Whereas then if you can do it at the start, it's more like a thin CA. So you can actually get it in the smaller gaps and stuff. So that's what I really use now. So it's that.
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah, no bother.
Where are we up to? Oh yeah. So Matthew's saying, keep super glue in the fridge. It lasts longer and doesn't jam the lid on.
That's true. Yeah,
That's
the
true.
solution. If you don't mind having it in
It's like-
the refrigerator, put it in like a Ziploc bag or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does remind me. So like batteries are the same. So Nike had batteries and standard sort of like
Yeah, just like cheap.
they do last longer if you keep them in the fridge.
No
But
kidding.
what's annoying about that is like I had a guy. So my job was avionics procurement and all that sort of stuff. And this guy was saying like, my batteries keep rusting. How do I stop that? And I'm just like, don't keep them in the fridge. Oh, but they last longer and stuff. And I said, yeah.
Right.
I said, let me check. Okay, I've got 36,000 of those batteries on the shelf at the moment. If you place an order, I'll get you them within a day. So, like, don't bother keeping in a fridge. Just, there's nothing in the TDS or SDS that tells you to keep in the fridge. Don't. But that's just me having a throwback to a moment. I'm just like, no, it's actually okay. Yep, Hobby Time keeps his in the fridge. You could do that. It's like so Billy Connolly said, like he doesn't eat venison because he finds the antlers keep piercing the yogurt in the fridge.
Oh, I love Billy.
Oh, he's lovely, isn't he? Fantastic guy. Hilarious. King Bob's in. I'm not swearing. Afternoon, Bob. Julian says, Matthew, knowing my luck, I'd get stuck on the shelf. Never mind the carpet monster. Just ate the part.
Wait a minute.
All right. Good day to all. I'm continuing to be alive, says Bob. Good on you, which is, I consider a win. Well, I hope you're all good, Bob, and you look after yourself. Julian says, Bob, I wake up and think straight jackets to the left, meds to the right, and keep your hands off my crayons. And Julian saying, Adam, your screen's mirrored. Only saw the writing on the glue bottles. It was the right way around for me. Yeah. Yeah, just hold up something with writing again. Oh no, you're right. It is backwards. Yeah, have you got an ability to flip your camera? There we go. All right way around now. That's what I find for me. So during StreamYard, like this number is backwards for me on my screen. But I just have to acknowledge that, and knowing that it's right way for everybody else. StreamYard, you know, just a thing. Yeah, Jillian says, yeah, there's an airbrush cleaning kit you could probably use to clean out glue needles. And excellent tips, thanks. And I found the part again. Oh, good. Was it 9 hours later? All right, so
There we go.
time for. I think I can. Tell
Read
you
us
what,
out,
I,
Bobby,
I
muted. So, okay.
ooh,
Oh no! Wait a minute. I got it.
I wonder if they're nav lights. Those yellow bits are basically I punched a hole in these decals so that nub will fit there. The decals had a clear bit in those bits, and I just got a knife and stuck it through the paper, and yeah, these bits stick up proud. I
It would
wonder,
make sense. For where it is.
yeah, because I can't see. Yeah, I know. Like I only saw a photo a couple of hours ago where it had a red light here. That there's a little nubbin there, just forward of the flap, and that was lit up red. It didn't show the other side, but I imagine it wouldn't be red on both sides. That would be, you know, port red, starboard green. If I do that, I can't see. Oh yeah, okay. Now I can see it. Now it's where the wingtip nav lights would be, and there's a navigation light just below the rudder there as well, which I'll need to paint. But I will see what I can find because there's no real close up. Most of them are from ground level, of course. So I don't know. I reckon they're nav lights.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah, Muzz is saying just clogged up his airbrush with some old Mr. Hobby Primer surfacer. Looks like I'm going to have to spend the next hour cleaning it. Oh, that's a bugger. Yeah, like I struggle with primer and airbrushes. Like the Vallejo stuff, not a fan.
I
No,
don't want to be. I don't want to be this guy and be like I'm a brand sponsorship here. But where is it? Oh no, I'm going to be that guy.
do it.
I've really hated primers, and I know what you mean by the Vallejo primer. I don't like that stuff at all. This stuff from Gallery, the Kaleido stuff. This stuff is mad.
Okay.
I don't know what they do to it, but I've still got an actually painted part here, so that's actually kind of useful. So the black gloss. This is only 2 coats of the black gloss.
Ooh, well, that is nice.
So like, yeah, it works really well. And the white's the same. I used the white to do the inside of the Sherman, and that went on with only like 2 coats. So we'll grab that because it's just there as well.
Where do you buy Kaleido? Is it an art?
I get them
art
from
and
the
crafts?
website
Okay.
because I get money off. But yeah, there's quite a few places that now stock them. So if you just look, you'll probably be able to find them. But it's got a little bit of overspray, but
Oh, that
it's
does look
very
good.
white. Yeah, it just went on, and that was 1 coat. So I just quickly done it for the 48. So yeah, I was thinking that the people online were lying, and then I tried it, and I was like, okay, they're not lying. It is actually really good. So I would give that a go.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, no bother.
Yeah, Bob was saying Hijack. Yeah, he's not upright. He crashed due to bad head from Konya shouting at my loud CNC machine. A right cacophony. Huh. And Darth, maybe you could put some thinner in a cup and try spraying it through to soften the blockage. Yeah, he's going to try whatever he can, I'm sure. So I'm looking on Google for images of
Oh,
a.
Bob. Okay, crash due to bad head from canoers shouting at my loud CNC machine. A right cacophony. I hope you're going to be okay, Bob. That's most important.
Would be funny if his CNC, the brand of CNC is right cacophony. Okay, let's zoom in on this photo.
Bloody hell, hit it the wrong way from the start.
Okay, I think they're not Nevlite. Oh my god, it's not a SAT-TAS-TAT probe. Oh, bastards. No, it's an HF antenna. Look at that photo there. I'll zoom in on that. Yeah, this is the beauty of the interwebs, that I could just look up these images and stuff and see how it all goes. Yeah, so those bits, there's one there. It's certainly not red, certainly not green. So it looks like it's yellow. So I'll just leave it as is. But yeah, the bit that I thought was a SAT-TAS-TAT probe is not. It's the horn for an HF antenna. Oh, I can make it an HF antenna. You know what? There was a bit shaped like that in the kit. However, this one's an Italian one. Maybe the French one doesn't have it. Checking my resources, of course. There's a lot of photos of these. It's pretty cool. Let's do French. Nope, that's the Italian one again.
Oh, okay. All right. Got that. That fits in there. Okay, and that hooks up to the Jeep. All right.
No, that's the Italian one again.
I hope all this stuff is dry and square. I think it looks good. Man, oh man. Fiddly.
Obviously, most of the photos are from underneath. Okay. Yep, so this one doesn't have the HF antenna. Does have an extra blade at the back though. Certainly is a bright plane. Like it looks clean in all the photos. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. You're right.
Speaking of the fire planes, I was actually watching someone a compilation of the jumbo ones. I think it was the 737s or something they used. I don't actually know the exact plane, but my god, that job! They are some mad pilots. The way that they come down over those hills in what is arguably a passenger plane.
Yes,
and I'm like,
you're right.
I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. When they're going low to drop water, you mean over a fire?
Yeah. You just see them come in, and some of those trees that they've got to like maneuver left and right from. You're like, you're in a passenger plane.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a skill set.
Yeah, Darth was saying, yeah, thanks, Julian. It's well gummed up his airbrush. I mix it with lacquer thinner. Shame on me for mixing in the color cup, I suppose. You'll get there. It'll be fine.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, John. One thing I did want to mention to Greg about the super glue. My recommendation is also this: no matter what type you're using, whether thin, medium, or thick, find something like a bottle cap or a spare piece of plastic or metal or something you can put it on. Don't apply it to the part on the model. build up a little puddle of it, find something thin like a guitar string or thin piece of metal wire. Don't use plastic because it'll dry in it too fast, and you use that to apply the glue to wherever you're going to put it to. You'll be able to control it, and it'll really reduce the amount of glue that goes to the spot. I'm speaking from experience, so it's just some advice. You can take it or leave it. I just think that's something that definitely helps me a lot with having glue spill all over the place and just make a mess of things.
So yeah, the more I'm looking at these photos of this aircraft, yeah, everyone has a different configuration for antenna and stuff. So maybe if I leave it off, no one will know anyway.
Well, doesn't the drawings show you which way it fits on? You know, seeing they're all
No.
seemingly have their own way, maybe what you got there is just fine.
Maybe it is because there are, yeah, obviously, like being a 25-year-old airframe, it's probably been modified over the years.
Yes,
It's
that's
hard
true.
to
Yeah.
see. Like most of the ones where I could see the top of the wing, it's the Italian one. This one, we could see the top, does not have the HF. Yeah, look, I'll just leave it as is, eh? I think it'll be fine. Right, yeah, because I did find there's a mast in the kit there for fitting an HF antenna, but no, I won't bother because it's not in most of my reference photos I could see.
I just want to double check. Have you been able to hear my compressor at all?
Have
I
you
don't
been
think
looking at
so.
places? I haven't heard anything.
No, I
Okay,
guess
that
not.
is outstanding. Perfect.
Let's see. Mars is saying, thanks, Julian. It's welcomed. I know, I've read that one. Julian saying, random thought. I bought some cheap plastic egg cups. Mix paint in that, then pour them into the airbrush.
Yeah.
McDonald's.
I'll tell you what I use, guys. It's these are, you can even find them right out of the stuff you use you buy at the drugstore. These are
Oh, yeah.
just little cups that you put NyQuil or some kind of cough medicine in. They provide them with the bottle. I hang on to them and I clean them out with rubbing alcohol, IPA. It will break down even acrylic lacquer paint and clean it out completely. At least the stuff I use, which is 91% rubbing alcohol, 91% isopropyl alcohol, IPA. Anyway, yeah, that's the best thing to do. I get cheap sometimes and think I want to hang on to my paint. I don't want to waste it. So I'll try and mix it into the airbrush cup. And a lot of times that's mixed results at best. So the best thing I find is to mix it outside of it and then pour it into the cup and get as much as you can back in the bottle. And what's left, if you want to keep the cups instead of just throw them out, like I said, take some rubbing alcohol and clean them out. And they'll should be pretty close to perfectly clean after that.
If you want a free option, McDonald's, the little dip cups.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. I bought
Can't guarantee they'll work for every paint, but they work.
Yeah.
We don't have them in Australia.
I bought these. These are like these little sauce containers, condiments, things you get at restaurants. But I bought a bag of like 100 of them at a local dollar store, and they're indispensable. I put my small fiddly bits. I put the little fiddly bits in them for each model I'm working on. This has got some road wheels for that Panzer IV I'm working on. But I mean, every kit I've got a couple of them ready to go to throw small parts in because I don't build models quickly. I take my time too much.
Mm-hmm.
And so those parts will be off the sprue, but waiting to go on. And so instead of letting them sit in the bottom of the box, which is what I used to do, and inevitably lose one, put them in these containers. They got a snap off, snap on, snap off lid.
Yep.
And they work perfect for me. They do the job.
Awesome.
Yep, that's what I do. I get mine from takeaways. Keep the takeaway dip containers.
Yep.
They work. You can even keep the bigger containers and use them for covered over cars. That's what I've used.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I had originally I had originally bought these thinking I was going to mix paint in them, but they're more useful as just holding parts. The smaller things I can get, and you can buy like this container. I bought a pack of like 100 of them on Amazon for like a couple bucks. You pay more for the shipping than you do for the item.
Yeah. Oh, Julian is asking, Bob, have you seen Mr. Max on YouTube? Cockatoo, I think. That has a real attitude. Yep, I have no idea what you're talking about, Julian, but obviously maybe Bob does. Matthew is saying, well, that's 4 tanks dry brushed. I'll take some pictures later for Discord, but I'm shattered now. Fair enough.
Take a rest, mate. Take it easy.
Julian has a couple of those cups, Jim, and yeah, Julian, Bob thinks he's maybe seen Mr. Max. I reckon we've got, we're 5 minutes short of the 2 hours. I think we'll probably knock it on the head in a few minutes.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, so this is pretty much done. I think the last thing I really want to do, I guess, is just these navigation lights. But I can't see where they would be on the wingtips. I just need to, it's fortunately, like with the age of the internet and stuff like that, you could just go online and find photos and all that stuff like that. But that's wonderful. But there's
So
a lot
glad
of just...
Al Gore invented that internet. Thank you, Mr. Gore.
So I can't even see nav lights on the wingtips of these. Oh, okay, there they are. Top center. It's a little tiny dot. Okay. Yep. And yeah, again, this one, that doesn't have the HF antenna either. So it's a correct decision there. It's got white VOR antennas. Bloody hell. Cooley McCool. I think yeah, there's nothing on the tips of these at all where they would be. I'll just improvise and just do a dot.
Oh.
I think. But there we go. I mean, yeah, so apart from navigation lights, yeah, that's look at that. Oh, that purple that Adam's got. That's bloody awesome.
Nice.
Again, gallery. That's the new paint.
Yeah, they started out with auto colors, a lot of them, and now they're starting to expand their military range. But I've heard nothing but good about them, and they're acrylic.
That is the auto color. That is actually a Twilight Purple auto color. That's what's on the Mustang. That's
lovely.
Is Twilight Purple and Cosmic Black. We've done that.
Beautiful.
I thought, I need to
great job.
So. Thank you.
Yeah, it looks great, Adam. Coming along really well.
Yeah, everything's painted now, so I can actually put it together.
I thought you only did Warhammer.
Oh, no, I do everything.
Right, okay.
I do cars, I do planes, I do armor, sci-fi, boats, submarines, trucks, Warhammer armor, figures. I just like it all.
Very cool.
So I've got like 5 things on right now. So I've got my Mustang, I've got my MiG, I've got to finish my Sherman, I've got to do my 8080 in a German camo, and then I've got my one more 40k that I've got built up that I need paint. Variety.
Good.
It's the spice of life.
It sure is. Yeah.
What's the difference?
All right. So I'm going to go eyes up and knock it on the head there, gents, if that's all right.
Yes, I'll join you. I'll do it. Oh.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. The 13 people watching. Thanks for everyone sticking around and commenting, and thanks again, Jim and Adam, for turning up. Wonderful.
Thanks
Yeah,
for having
So
me.
this has been cool.
Good. Yeah.
And I'm back tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll see. Maybe there'll be some B47 action tomorrow on Mikey's channel. If not, then I'll I don't know. I'll probably do something else. Yeah. So because this one is done, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Because that's done. Yeah, if you're wondering what's next, the one I'd started before I thought to finish that is a special hobby vegan in 48 scale. So I've
That's
started
right, yes.
that.
Yeah. How's that coming along?
All I had done is basically put the cockpit together. I'll change the camera again and show you. So I was at the point where right. So there we are. I had done the cockpit, and yeah, that's sort of it. So it's just that module there. It's nice and clean and colourful and all that good guff.
Absolutely fucking not. Get out of here.
There we go. But yeah, the rest of it.
Shows it and he goes down to a leaflet and goes, "Hi there, I'd just like to farm you." And she goes, "Absolutely not. Get the fuck out of here." And just closes the door.
Yeah. So that'll probably be next. I think. Big ass engine in it. Paint that. Blah 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 blah. And carry on.
Big motor. Yep.
Yeah. But that should be fun. I mean, yeah, I wasn't hating it or whatever. I stopped because I thought, well, I should do the one that I was, certainly not paid to do, but Oh, that's right. Oh, I just remembered I have a lunch tomorrow at the Veterans Hub, so I'll talk to them then about getting sessions started. All right, thanks again, everyone, for joining, and this has been cool. And probably, if Mikey's not back tomorrow, I'll be back at this at noon UK time, so 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard, and all that sort of stuff. But thanks for joining again, Adam and Jim. I'll see you guys next time.
Okay, take care, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.
Bye.